Hey, everybody. Hope all is great today on this Friday afternoon. Today, this video is going to be about continuing talking about the state small business credit initiative program and the $10 billion in business funding that's available out here for you. You may not know about this program or you may have heard about it. And a lot of you have reached out to me, and that's why I want to extend this video and extend some more information to you and help you to learn a little bit more about it so where you can get yourself prepared, meaning just handling your business. Okay, this is what we're going to talk about. Now, the first thing is I definitely want to just reiterate to you what is the State Small Business Credit Initiative Program. It's a reauthorized American Rescue Plan Act. It was I think the first President Obama did it in 2010, but it's been, like I said, reauthorized, and it is the act of 2021. And then also, it's a $10 billion program. They have what I think $1.1 trillion, but they spread it over different programs. But this one is specifically for entrepreneurs, specifically for small businesses and the communities all across the United States of America. So this is not a grant. This is a loan program, which, maybe your credit is not as good, or it's helping you to get the funding that you need for your business. Okay, so this is what this program is here to do, to help you do that. Now I'm going to go over a few things that I think is very important to you, so you can get a clear understanding if you don't, and to kind of motivate you and to let you know that, hey, if you have a vision and you think that, no, I just can't make this thing come to pass because I just don't have the funding. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about it, and hopefully it'll clear some things up for you. And then too, also, if you need me to help you get this done, or to help you, especially with the business plan portion, that's what a lot of people come to me in regarding to it, because it is definitely a requirement. You can't get around that, because they need to know methodically what you're thinking about, what you got to do, what you want to do with your business. And also they want to see how you're going to be able to repay them by investing in yourself, and first of all, investing and taking the time to just think this thing through before you go and asking them for any amount of money. But it's achievable and you can do it. You just gotta plan this thing out. You gotta know, cross all your T's and dot all your I's in this situation. So let's go ahead and start talking a little bit more about this. I went over this last year sometimes because it was in the infancy, in the stages of getting approved in many states. Last I checked, 41 states have already been approved. We have what, 50, 50 or 51. We have 50 states, but I think they're saying that Alaska's won't make a 51 or something like that. Is that what it is? But anyway, we have 50 states and 50, 51. So we are, I guess they're gonna, maybe they need to put in their applications, the states do, that's what I mean. Maybe they need to put in their application so where they can be able to get this money and this funding for their citizens. So, hey, for the people. And now let me go ahead and continue a little bit here and talk and give you some more information more about it. Now, most people just want to know, how does it work? Okay, there's a capital program and there's a technical assistant program. Now, under the capital program, participants, this is more for like venture venture capitalist programs, and this is like, getting credit loans and things like that. And then the venture capital part of it is just basically providing the capital for you. It has a, like, outside of just getting your loan, they have a collateral side, collateral part to it too. So that collateral part of the business, in if you don't have the collateral, there's another program that the State Small Business Credit Initiative program would pick you up, due to the bank, saying that you need to give them collateral and that things like that, if you have to do that. Now, for the most part, you would get, you can get funding like for new startups, working capital, inventory, things like that. And also, um, let's see, also looking at my notes here. just like what some of the things that you need to do. I said in equipment too as well. So don't forget about that. Now, also with that being said, with your capital, with your just your initial getting the loan and getting approved, because the banks guarantee, yeah, I was gonna say something about the banks. The banks guarantee 50% of that loan, and then the Small Business Credit Initiative program guarantees the other 50%. So that's why it's so favorable for you, other than a traditional loan. Now you be going to the banks that are approved in your state. So if you're listening at this and you're not in the state of Georgia, I have reached out to every, I think it's about what, 20 of them, 20 lending institutions in Georgia. I've reached out to every last one of them about some things too. And they told me, basically I had a client that I was working with. He was out of state, and he couldn't, you have to be in that particular state in order to be able to get under that particular program and that loan, because every state is a little differently in finding that out. Just different, just working with different clients in different states. But it's nothing bad. It's just that everybody's a little different, in the way they approach it and the way they handle their paperwork when it comes down to giving the loans. And mostly the loan officers really stress to me the business plan, and they stress to me exactly what you're going to do with the money. And then they also stress about how are you creating jobs? How are you helping the community? So whatever business you're in, you got to think about that component. If you're going to do your own business plan or whatever it is, you're not going to, I'm not going to assist you. Just do know this. You have to put in that component of who are you going to have on your team to make this happen. This ain't a one man show situation. So loans they get approved more favorable when you have someone, when you have someone on your team, or you have, or it's more than just you. You're not a solopreneur in this whole situation. So that's a little hint to you too, to help you out a little bit. So you got to kind of show that. You got to, in other words, you got to demonstrate that to them. Okay. Alrighty. And then, for as you're planning it out, that vision, whatever that vision is for you, those numbers, if are there any licensing involved, what's going to be the risk, that you got to have that SWOT analysis, the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and the threats of your business. That needs to be a part of it too. Your revenue potential, and figuring out, like when you have employees or whatever the case may be, your tax liability. What's going to be your tax liability? You're working with how are you going to pay your employees, all these things, finding out your health insurance, finding out what are you going to do to kind of incentivize your employees and keep them aboard so where they can stay. So you have to have it's not only, this is a loan out here, or this is money out here. This is not a grant. The SSBCI is not a grant. It is a loan. We'll talk about grants another day, because I do have clients that I'm working with for, establishing grants. And then your credit score, really, the last I checked too, I don't think it has to be, even if it's in the five, maybe about 550, you're still in a kind of safe zone a little bit. But that I'm not really sure if every institution, mostly a lot of the underwriters have their own guidelines, but I don't think that it's much over that. It may not be. So, getting access to funding, and basically getting access to your fund, getting access to the funding, you need to make sure that you have a lot of things in place, like I said earlier. So now, also a couple of the other programs I think I just kind of mentioned that, how does the SSBCI work? Where they have, I think it's what, 5 programs. They have a capital access program, which provides portfolio insurance in the form of a loan. And that's is to protect, like if you don't kind of pay your loan back, that's a cushion and a protection for the banks when the program is dealing with the banks. Because remember, there are two business entities here pretty much is working together to make sure that you have the money to be able to live your dream. Okay. So remember that. Collateral support programs And this is enabled financing that you might otherwise be unavailable to get, due to, collateral shortages or something like that. Remember, I mentioned to you that's going to help you a little bit with that collateral that they may require. And yeah, and also speaking of that, I just thought of the other thing I was going to say earlier and slipped my mind. Let's say, for instance, if you may have a contract with a company, or you have a government contract or something like that, you don't have the money to fulfill that contract, or they're telling you what you're going to need, and you say, golly, I just don't have the money to get all of the inventory or whatever they need. Well, then this can be a collateral for you. So if you are ever afforded an opportunity to take your business to the next level, if you're already in business, and even if you're starting up, go ahead and use that as collateral. You need to, whoever's going to give you the contract, you need to, find out what the underwriter would need, so where they can approve you for that particular, maybe that will help you get the loan. You never know. Okay. So that's called the collateral support program. And then there's another part of these are just the inside capital programs with inside the SSBCI program. Okay. And then the loan guarantee program, it enables from small businesses to obtain loans and lines of credit, providing lenders with necessary support to form that partial agreement. And they will determine what that is for you. Okay. The loan application, the loan participant program. So the one I just went over was the loan guarantee program, and this was the loan participation program. Provides credit support through the purchase of a portion of the loan made by the lender, and through direct loan aside and a private lender. So they may even have a conjunction, or these might be for bigger loans than versus the smaller loans. This might be for major big companies and things like that. And then the equity venture capital program. But all of this is, like I said, don't let let this stuff, if you don't understand, don't let it scare you. But the equity venture capital program provides capital in the form of equity investments to small businesses. So that's, something that you probably, if you fit that category, that was something that you probably can talk to your underwriter, the loan officer, about, to make sure that you are not missing out on opportunities, along with just getting this basic grant. So yeah, I'm sorry, this basically loan is not a grant, but it is a program, and it has a grant component to it. Like, it's something that the federal government is giving to the states when they apply for it. So this has been going on. Really, everybody's all the states. When I say everybody, all the states been putting in their application since last year. Probably might have been 2021. So anyway, and I think everybody was just kind of getting approved last year. So it probably was around 2021 before when that happened. Okay. Now, okay, it says any other, I think it say any other, no, not necessarily any other, not other information, but other than where you can contact a list of the programs. Mainly it's through the Department of Treasure, but I'll put a link here. So on this video, we'll have a link, so where you can go and see if you want to grab that information, if you want to see that information or not. But let me also explain to you too, it is left up to you to do all you can, because when I say all you can, meaning the funding is here for you. You have to do all you can to make it happen for yourself. No excuses. If you come up with excuses, then you come up with nothing, okay, in this situation, because they're going to require you a lot of paperwork. You got to get them what they need, what they're asking you for, in order to get this funding from them. Now, let's say, for instance, if you had a business and you haven't been in your business, you haven't been doing anything with your business for a while, maybe say 3 or 4 years or whatever, and you don't really have the tax return to your profit and loss statements or anything that they're requiring of you, be honest with them. Tell them, hey, since COVID, I really haven't been doing anything with my business, and just let them know, I would say just write a letter, or have something, have a communication with the loan officers or whoever that you're reaching out to regarding getting this SSBCI this money. Let them know that, hey, I wasn't doing anything, or hey, this is a new business. But see, that business plan, I'm telling you, people, it's gonna shut everybody up. It's gonna make them say, hey, wait, man, I see. They didn't do nothing back then, or they didn't have any revenue coming in. No, there was nothing with the profit and loss. But man, this, I see where they can take this and where they can go with this. Okay. They don't know your business like you know your business. And when you show them on paper, if you can show them what's going to happen and it's realistic, in their eyes, maybe you have to explain something to them that they don't understand about your industry when you are applying for this loan. I tell you, just don't give up. I already got two in myself, so I'm just on the way, waiting for everything to be finalized on my end with my stuff. So you guys, if you need my help, you better catch me while you can, because I will probably be busy in a few shorts here, and I won't have time to help you. So anyway, with that being said, this is all I want to talk to you about today when it comes down to this SSBCI opportunity for you. And then also, let's see, we'll talk about grants later, the grant funding that's out here for the end of the year. You guys, I've been looking at a few companies that is giving funding. They're giving like their second round of funding before the year is out. So they're trying to get all that money out. Trying to get their books together. So they're trying to go ahead and get, all these grant programs that they have with that. But do not depend solely on the grants. You have to, this SSBCI is an opportunity for you to get this funding. If you don't know how to develop your plan, your business plan, and get it out there and have a winning proposal for you being able to have them to check that and say approved, you need to come see me. You need to reach out to me, DM me, let me know you want to make an appointment and make it happen. I am not going to pull your teeth. If you come to me, I will be able to help you, but I am not going to make you do something that you don't want to do. So anyway, that's all I had to say to you today. And this is Friday. So y'all have a good weekend. And if you're listening at this after Friday, have a good week. All right. All right, then. Good to talk to you. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.